You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. Celebrating the start of their 98th season, the Winnipeg Boys Choir presents Peace, Joy, and Love, a choral concert celebrating the gifts of the season. To hear more, I'm joined by Artistic Director Carolyn Boyce and current member Michael Prokipchuk. Welcome to Classic 107, both. Glad to have you here.
Thank you. Good morning.
So, Carolyn, tomorrow is the Winnipeg Boys Choir first concert of the season, but not your first performance. A busy start to the year, performing alongside Dead of Winter and celebrating the Carol, joining Little Opera Company for their traditional Christmas concert, and just yesterday, guest artists marking 100 years with the Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir. No shortage of performance opportunities this year.
Yes, we've been busy, blessed to be so busy, but you're right. It's just prepared us for our concert tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, especially coming off of a particularly challenging couple years, it must make these performances even more special, right?
It does. And it's amazing how resilient we've been. We've just jumped right back into it. I know there were probably a few moments during the last couple of years where we thought, wow, can you believe we were ever so busy? And will we ever want to get that busy again? And the answer is yes. We love doing this. We love performing, and it's been a joy to get back to it.
So, Michael, let me ask you, what's it been like getting back to performing with the Winnipeg Boys Choir?
It's definitely something that's welcomed, I'd say, over COVID. I mean, it was definitely tough. We were doing Zoom rehearsals and whatnot. And I mean, when there's a lack of performance opportunities, right? Like that's the purpose. That's why we get together for our craft. It's definitely been fantastic getting back to performing. It brings that sense of community and team to our group.
When did you join the Winnipeg Boys Choir?
Oh, this is my 8th or 9th season. That would be...
Wow, how old were you?
2014-ish, thereabouts?
Yeah, 2014 or 15. I'm 18 right now.
So you joined when you were about 10-ish?
Yeah.
And so let's talk about that transition. I mean, like, I went through it. There's a pretty big change from, your voice when you're 10 to your voice when you're 18.
Absolutely.
A little bit of a drop happens.
Yeah.
What's that been like navigating for you and singing with the Winnipeg Boys Choir throughout that experience?
Well, I think what's really cool is that, we've got our treble group, and then there's this nice kind of transitional period where we go from working with Carolyn to working with our senior director, Spencer Duncanson. It's I think that happened for me about grade 8. I had kind of midway through the season made that switch. I think it's nice because when you're younger and you're in the treble group, you kind of look up to the senior group. Like, I remember being young and seeing all the seniors file in for our kind of shared rehearsals, being like, whoa, like, those are the big kids, right? But no, it's really nice to be able to now be part of that older group in the choir, being part of kind of the leaders, and being part of that change. I'd say definitely that voice change isn't always easy for everyone, and it's not always fast.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would say there was probably like 1 season to 1.5 seasons where my voice was kind of in that more awkward stage, but no, I think now I'm comfortable in the seniors group.
So I mean, there's the treble voices, there are the change voices, and then for this concert, you're also welcoming back an alumni choir too, right, Carolyn?
Yes, we are. It's exciting to have these gentlemen joining us. They range in age from boys who just graduated last year from Boys Choir to a singer who I believe is in his late 80s or 90s. I don't think I'll ask him, but if I do the math correctly, I think that's about his age. So it's a wonderful mix. I think we're at about 17 or 18 of them. They're joining us, of course, on the audience carols. We'll invite everyone to sing, and they'll help us there, as well as a couple of really beautiful and exciting tunes. They're joining us.
Very special indeed. And you mentioned, some recent alumni, but also those who sang years back, right?
Mm-hmm.
It must be really cool to be a part of seeing everyone reunite again and all coming together to perform as part of the Winnipeg Boys Choir again, right?
It is. And Michael just talked about when he was a treble looking up at the seniors with admiration.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what I saw happen in the rehearsal room a couple weeks ago when I saw our current seniors looking at these older gentlemen behind them.
Yeah.
There is this camaraderie and this immediate community and sort of brotherhood that I see happen, and that's exciting. And imagine the 7-year-olds in the group right now looking up at an 80-year-old gentleman and realizing this is something I can do my whole life. there's no need to ever stop singing.
It's very, very true. Coming up, this is the 98th season. The Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir started 100 years ago. Part of the same umbrella organization when it started back in 2022, I guess, and then 2020, if we're doing the math, 4 or 5 for the Winnipeg Boys Choir. A long-standing tradition of wonderful music making. You mentioned the audience sing-along component. What else can audiences expect to hear at tomorrow's concert?
We're celebrating the trebles and senior singing voices for sure, but they can hear a beautiful string quartet.
Oh, beautiful.
Led by Albert Bergen, who's my co-conductor with the trebles, and made up of talented parents, Sarah Harrington and Blair Burns, as well as Sarah Carsell on viola. We have Matt Neufeld joining us on trumpet, Lottie Ensbraun joining us on organ, and Monica Husman's going to join us on a couple of tunes as well. So lots of different colors and textures and ways to celebrate Christmas and all the beautiful music that comes with it.
Yeah, it is such a beautiful season, rich with music. Michael, is there something that you're really enjoying performing as part of this concert, or is it all just good?
Definitely, it's all good.
Yeah.
All of our performances, in my opinion. But yeah, I think the Christmas concert is definitely one of my favorites because it's our own concert. It's our Boys Choir branded, hosted concert. And I really like a lot of the pieces that we do because we do some new stuff, but as well as kind of keeping up with our Christmas traditions, I guess you could say. We take some pieces that we've been doing for a few years for our Christmas concerts, and so there's that sense of familiarity and tradition, but also a nice mix of new stuff.
And especially since we've been away for a few years, right?
Yes.
To have those familiar favorites for choristers and for audience alike.
Exactly.
They get to hear some of their favorites. They also get to hear some new numbers. The concert takes place tomorrow at Crescent Fort Rouge United Church. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. The concert begins at 7. Tickets are just $15. That's cash at the door or available through Eventbrite. Carolyn, Michael, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.